No, again. The important point about a monarchy such as that which we have in Britain is that every official, from police officers and soldiers to civil servants, judges, and members of parliament, owe their allegiance not to an elected head of government, but rather to the crown. This has always made for a stable political system, one in which the army and police, for example, are not political. Imagine having to swear your loyalty to Keir Starmer, which is the kind of thing which happens in republics, of course, when presidents and prime ministers are at the top of the tree. For this reason, the nature of the monarch is of great importance. You don't want some fool who's going to shoot his mouth off and say the wrong thing, which is where the late Queen, of course, scored so highly. She always knew how to behave and what to say, and of course what not to say. It would have been observed that although as Prince of Wales Charles was prone to saying some very silly things, foolish and ill-considered things, since becoming king he has steered clear of controversy, especially politics. He is now getting old though, and he's also ill, and thoughts are inevitably turning to the succession. Prince William has been warned to prepare for the time when his father either dies, at which point he will himself become king, or deteriorates to such a stage where he can no longer do the job, upon which William will almost certainly be appointed as regent. Our last experience with a regent was not an especially brilliant advertisement for the idea. The regency of 1811 to 1820 was caused because George III had gone off his head and his son took over as regent, running the country, in effect. He was not the brightest of men, and the period is marked by great poverty and unrest in this country. It is to be hoped that if William takes on the role, then he'll make a better fist of it than Prince George managed. Viewers might be familiar with the third series of Blackadder, in which the Prince Regent is scathingly satirised for his lack of ability to fulfil the position of regent. Under what circumstances might Prince William be compelled to step into the limelight in this way? The 1937 Regency Act, to which I give a link in the description to this video, is quite specific about this. It reads as follows. If the following persons, or any three or more of them, that is to say the wife or husband of the Sovereign, the Lord Chancellor, the Speaker of the House of Commons, the Lord Chief Justice of England, and the Master of the Rolls, declare in writing that they are satisfied by evidence, which will include the evidence of physicians, that the Sovereign is by reason of infirmity of mind or body incapable for the time being of performing the royal functions, or that they are satisfied by evidence that the Sovereign is for some definite cause not available for the performance of those functions, then, until it is declared in like manner that His Majesty has so far recovered his health as to warrant his resumption of the royal functions, or has become available for the performance thereof, as the case may be, those functions shall be performed in the name and on behalf of the Sovereign by a regent. Yeah, that's a mouthful, isn't it? No mistake, but perfectly clear. The heir to the throne, William, is first in line for the post if this should happen. There are rumours that the king is a lot more ill than is publicly admitted, in which case a regency might be upon us quicker than we expect. The wild card here is, of course, Prince Harry, who is allegedly keen to find a way back into the royal family, if only for the sake of publicity and also official police protection that he feels he deserves. It is said that the king is adamantly opposed to his younger son having any sort of official role in the monarchy, because he really is just a little bit too unpredictable and prone to saying and doing odd things. There is also, of course, the problem of his wife, whom nobody would keen to see hanging around Buckingham Palace again.